Coming right up, Straight Talk with Art Levine.
Our guest tonight is CSULB President F. King Alexander,
as we enjoy our 15th anniversary year here at Straight Talk.
Opinions expressed in the following program do not necessarily reflect the views of Charter Communications nor its sponsors. We recognize our obligation to present opposing points of view by responsible spokespersons. For information, please contact the director of program.
She stands in the face of evil and will not lose hope or faith. America, the land of freedom, is still the home of the brave. So raise the banner, call no glory. Let us join our fellow man. History will write the story. America will always stand.
Straight Talk is brought to you in part by Southern California Edison. For over 100 years, life powered by Edison. The Press Telegram, your local news leader for over 100 years. And Long Beach Magazine. Coastal Living, City Style.
Join us for tonight's edition of Straight Talk. And now your host, Art Levine.
Good evening and welcome to Straight Talk. Our guest tonight is CSULB President F. King Alexander, and we're broadcasting from the studio of Advanced Media Production on the campus of California State University, Long Beach. Advanced Media Production is a division of University College and Extension Services. Dr. Alexander, welcome to our show.
Welcome back. It's great to be back, Art.
Thank you, thank you. The budget situation is on everyone's mind, and of course higher education is being impacted as almost every area is. Give us a rundown of the degree of the cuts and the impact on our campus.
Well, we're very worried about what's going to happen basically between June and October, because when the Assembly and the Legislature gets together again, we're going to get a May revise early June. Revenues are down from, we already know that we have an $8 billion hole in California. That $8 billion hole could be anywhere from 15 to 16 billion by the first week of June. They're going to meet, and they're probably not going to give us a determination or give us a budget till October or November. So we're going into a July 1st budget year not knowing at all what our budget's going to be. So it does cause a great degree of concern for our university, but also for the public schools and community colleges throughout California.
But you've sent out notices for having the different colleges make certain percentage cutbacks, and you're also reducing the enrollment that you otherwise would have admitted because of these anticipated
Exactly. We've
problems.
already been cut. The CSU as a whole has already been cut about $110 million. Our institution's been cut about $7 million. So we've had to make pretty drastic adjustments to the student population, at least the student population that's not being funded by Sacramento and the citizens of California. So our campus will go from about 38,200 this past fall, which is our all-time high, down to about 3,600 in this upcoming
36,000.
fall. I'm sorry, 36,000. So we've gone from 38,000 to 36,000, a drop of about 2,200 students, which has made us very difficult to get into this year.
And we were difficult even before. Everyone wants to come here. I read somewhere that we had 50,000 applications for 4,000 places. It's the hot campus.
Yeah, we've had even this year 65,000 applications.
65,000 applications.
And that places us about third in the United States in terms of that's a popularity measurement.
Someone told me it's harder to get into here than UCLA. It doesn't mean it's a higher level school, but it's just statistically harder to get in here than UCLA.
Well, unfortunately, that certainly has become the case in a lot of areas. We're very accessible for our local students, but beyond that, our students are seeing that their grade point averages have had to grow primarily because they're not being funded by the state. That's an important issue because we're going from a freshman class of about 4,900 to 3,600 as an example. transfer class of from 3,500 to 2,600 for the upcoming fall.
And I know even more students are graduating from the high schools, so it's ironic and unfortunate that just at the time more are coming into the pipeline, the doors are narrowing a little bit.
That's a question California needs to ask itself. Do we want the kind of economy that California has had in the past, and do we want the kind of California that Californians want to have in the future, which means a highly educated populace, students that have access to high quality universities at affordable rates? All of these are big questions for the citizens of California.
And I know that you and the faculty union and many others make the point that this is an investment in the business future of the state, having an educated workforce. Every dollar in education returns many dollars.
It returns at least $4 back to every citizen throughout the state of California. And we're making investment decisions versus spending decisions in some cases. And in California, we're in an unfortunate situation where we're going to spend $60,000 to incarcerate a prisoner for 1 year, or basically spend $7,000 per student to send them to Cal State Long Beach. So you can almost have a 10-to-1 ratio on educating students versus incarcerating an individual.
And I know you preach all the time, and we've been recognized in national magazines that we are the low-cost, high-quality college of choice.
We're not the cause of the American college cost issue and price issue and tuition and fee. We're the most affordable university in California and one of the most affordable in the United States, and we're constantly called to Washington to inform people how we're able to accomplish this.
And taxpayers are getting a bargain because they're spending about $7,000 per hypothetical full-time equivalent student and getting an educated person out of that.
Certainly, and that's an educated person for a lifetime that has multiple spillover effects to every community throughout California and throughout the nation as well.
I love this slogan: if you think education is expensive, try ignorance.
Yeah, and that's exactly the type of decision and discussion that California needs to have over the next 6 months.
Short term, one possible solution to the problem is an increase in student fees. Would you talk about that?
Well, we're looking at a roughly about a 10% increase. However, that 10% increase, when you are the lowest in the United States, is roughly about $300. The National Public University average increase will go up about $700 this year. And our institution will remain one of the most affordable, even with a 10% tuition increase. We'll be about $3,500 next year, and the national average will hit $7,000 for public universities nationwide.
And at $3,500 and $7,600 from the state, it's still, the student fees are still a little less than 1/3 of the total cost, which is very, very reasonable.
It's exactly right. In fact, we spend about $11,000 per student per year, which is no different than what we spent 15 years ago. So if you want to measure efficiency, if you want to measure affordability, if you want to measure quality for your degree, I don't believe there's a better university in the United States doing all of these.
Fair enough. Well, we'll be continuing our discussion with the President, but first we have to pause for these messages.